Hi everybody. I am here with a live pick a stick challenge, and you can see I'm just drawing the sticks. Shell was drawing part of them, and so we were doing this live, and this is a challenge that we do every month on our Facebook group, and Shell had challenged me to pick out some things that I don't normally use, so you saw those big paint markers come out. And the first part of the challenge was to use a card. So I used a credit card or a gift card to smear some of that big marker paint on my page. And I'm going to grab another color of the marker. Now the colors are dictated also by the sticks. The colors that we picked were orange and apricot. So yeah, that's what I'm putting down there. This is almost a fluorescent orange and kind of an apricot-y color. And so those are the first two picks, the colors and the cards. So now I'm just going to dry this down on my page, and the next step will be dip. This is a stick that Shell had picked out, and so I'm just waiting for the process to continue because we kind of work together, and so I was adding some more of those same colors to my background. So now I have my little pile of paint out on my desktop, and I'm going to dip this stick into the paint, and that's my dip. Is I'm painting with this little dipstick onto my page, and then I'll try a couple of other tools, just to randomly see what I like. I've got a little cap off of something and dipping that in and putting some circular things onto the background. And I will find another cap and use that. And then, of course, we have to dry again. So the next random stick pull is for a napkin. And I have a little stash in my cupboard. Just trying to make sure this thing is totally dry before I go to the next step. And I'll go pull out this napkin that's kind of abstract in itself. It looks like paint splotches. And I'm going to use some decoupage napkin glue to put it down with. I'm going to take some Scotch tape to separate the layers, and I just want the top layer that's got this painty look to it. And I'm going to put it down with that decoupage napkin because these are kind of delicate, and I want to make sure that it, doesn't do a lot of tearing as I put it down on the page. And I'm just removing the edging by pulling it back. So the next stick that we pull is plastic, and I have to think about this for a little bit. I'm looking to the side of me, and I'm seeing that I have some um, transparencies, which are plastic, right? And I've also got images on those transparencies. And I'm thinking, well, I could use one of those, and I could actually cut it up and use it, but, in the long run, I take a suggestion from one of our audience members which says plastic. Oh, that's easy, stencils. And I'm thinking, well, of course, why not? I use stencils all the time. So I've got these stencils that hang up on the side of my desk on a hook. And I just have these wire, they're screw type wires that I hang these from. And so the girls were asking me about what they were, and how do these come in a group, and all kinds of questions about the stencils and things. So yeah, you'll see me showing off my collection of small stencils that I have on those wires on my desk so that they're handy there. And I also keep some other mark making tools there too. I have these rubber pieces that are from pot holders and things that give me texture. And so I will pull that out and put some gesso down, and I'll use some of that on there. Just, continuing with the background here. So the next prompt is pentagon. And I'm thinking, I don't have any pentagon stencils. And I was cutting out some images, thinking that I was going to use some images on my page, but, pentagon was pulled. And I'm thinking, well, okay, these images don't really go with pentagon. So I'm going to block out a pentagon shape. And what's in a pentagon shape? Well, a house. So I'm thinking, all right, I'll make some houses on my page and just, use that for that prompt. So you see how these sticks can take you in totally different directions than where you thought you were going to go. You see, I was getting ready to cut out some images and use them on that page, and the next prompt was a shape. And so, yeah, I went with the shape. Now, you don't always have to go with the prompt. The next stick that got pulled was grate, and I didn't really have anything to grate with other than my scissors, and I didn't really want to use that for my prompt. So what I ended up doing was using one of the prompts that we decided were going to be our wild cards, and that was burnish. So I'm just finishing up these houses, putting down some papers and things, and putting some windows and doors on them, and a roof. And then I'll get on with the burnishing, because what I decided to do for burnish was to burnish some rub-ons down on my page. So you can just see me doing a little outlining and adding some doors and windows and trying to clean up the mess on my desk. And I should be doing burnish here. But Shell and the crowd started talking about graphite. And so, we had a little discussion about graphite and, how I had been using graphite in gel printing recently, and what forms graphite comes in. Here's a little set that's got it in pencil form and in stick form, and I was using the powdered graphite on my gel prints. And if you want to see that, I posted another video earlier today doing those gel prints and using graphites and other mediums. So I'm just going to use that graphite pencil and do a little shading around my little village that I created here. The last thing was, what was it? I don't know. I ended up grabbing those numbers because today's date is the 16th, and I wanted to do some final touch up. And I guess that's about it for today. So thanks, everybody.